stampers. Today we're going to make this card, and I'm going to show you how I did this embossing resist on this side. So let's go ahead and get busy. I'm using the Cherry Cobbler cardstock, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And then I'm using a piece of Crumb Cake, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then the Whisper White is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to start with the Whisper White. And I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper here. And you're going to grab your Versamark ink pad. And we're going to use the stamp set called Vintage Vogue, and this is what that looks like. I'm going to use this flower and this flower and this little filigree. Okay, so we're going to stamp the flower first, but before we do that, we're going to take our Embossing Buddy and rub that across the cardstock first so it prevents the static from the embossing powder. So ink up your flower. I'm going to stamp it twice. Okay. Then you're going to take your Whisper White embossing powder, and I'm going to sprinkle that over top of the Versamark. Okay. Next thing, before I heat set this, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. And I'm going to use the small flower from the same stamp set, and I'm going to use the Crumb Cake. And then we'll be using the Cherry Cobbler ink also. So for the little flower, I stamp that with the Crumb Cake, and I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp it onto the Whisper White. Okay. And then I'm going to take this little filigree image here with the Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to stamp that, just filling in a little bit of the white spaces. Okay, so it should look like that. Okay, so then you would just go ahead and heat set this with the heat tool, and I went ahead and did that already to save some time on the video. So this is what it looks like. It's glossy, you can tell a little bit maybe. Let me see if you can pick that up in the video there. And then I'm going to take the Crumb Cake ink and a Dauber. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take the Dauber with the ink, and I'm just going to go over the flower image. Just rubbing that ink across that embossed image. And this is the Embossing Resist. Very easy. I love the look of this too. So cute. Okay, then the flowers pop. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and emboss with the Big Shot. I believe this is called the Perfect Polka Dots embossing folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the cardstock into the folder, but right there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and run this through the Big Shot, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I just embossed this with the Big Shot, and then when you remove it, the polka dots are on there. So that's how I did that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the card together. Okay, so we're going to put the adhesive onto the Crumb Cake first. And I'm doing this because if I was to put the adhesive on the back side of this, it might squish those polka dots. Okay. Looks like that. And then I'm just going to put this onto the Cherry Cobbler. Like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, then for the greeting on my card here, I used the Just Believe stamp set. And this is the greeting right here. It says thank you. And what I did is with that is I just stamped that with the Cherry Cobbler. And I'm going to punch this out with the large oval punch. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and sponge the edges of this with my Dauber. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and layer this onto the scallop oval punch, like that. And then just pop that up on a dimensional. Put that right there. And then to finish it off, I went ahead and added some pearls, the basic pearls. And I'm just going to use my paper piercing tool here, and I'm in the center of each flower. Like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so that's how you do it. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye!